chat. Hello, chat. How are you doing? Wah, 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 wah. Thank you, Jesus Christ, Lady Mantis and Evie. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Thank you so much, you two. Seriously, give them both some love. Thank you, Alt Chi-Chi, for the 10 months. Appreciate it. Yeah, Akagi-chan is cute. I really like her. Okay, Phoenix Wright, Chapter 5 continues. Phoenix Wright. Did I bring my phone with me? Of course I didn't. Why would I? That would be stupid. Dubba dee dubba da. Thank you, Lady Mantis, for gifting a sub to Golden Cream. Wait. Yeah, Golden Cream. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Video games. Video games. Video games. Video game. Thank you, Chi-Chi. Why are you in a window? Thank you. This is Kangaroo Court. Yeah, they're being really nice, silly. Conella is... Everyone's been really nice. Thank you, Illy. Illylia and Dirt Wizard are responsible for, like almost 1/3 of my total sub count. Fucking insane. Thank you. I appreciate it. Very much. Oh shit, we're doing court? Fuck! I don't remember anything from yesterday. I had 600 playing ITG. That's actually really good for ITG. Usually it's like 500. Neat. Thank you again, Ilya, for gifting a sub to New Slifer. Anyways, time to not remember anything. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Alright, I forgot. She's ridiculously cute. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me. No matter what the outcome, I'm ready to accept my fate, Grand Order. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes, a defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Ms. Sky, you. You remind me a lot of Mia, but there is one decisive difference between you and her, and that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Yeah, man, I'm so ready. Definitely remember everything. Good luck, Mr. Wright. If I knew there was a trial, I would have done this yesterday. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. She'll be the eye candy. Maybe I should tweet that I'm playing Phoenix Wright now. I know there's people that don't want to miss a Phoenix Wright stream. Cirno underscore television. Oh god, I just saw the Sonic trailer on Twitter. It's such a bad trailer. It hurts me. The worst part about it is their choice of music. Not that it's a bad song, it just doesn't fit. Court is now in session for the trial of Ms. Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. Hey, Toonfish. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow. He's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. Stop being cute, Emma. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Ms. Angel Starr, to the stand. Oh god, her. The cough-up queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar. I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? That looks terrible. It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. Colonel. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name. Profession. Now. Man, no one's ever going to tell Edgeworth their name first try. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Ms. Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Ms. Star was a detective? Aha! I know who you are. Cough up? Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Ms. Star. Thank you, Deminded, for the 60 months. Appreciate it. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. A. The parking lot of the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office. A block, not a block, is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. God, it feels like I have no evidence at all. I've learned nothing. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Ms. Star. Wait, are they talking about me? Let the queuing begin! Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. No, I'm Spartacus. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. Which boyfriend? You have 2. You ass. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend, how touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Ah, hell yeah, Holy Grail references? Nice. Thank you, Love to Kick, for the 13 months. Appreciate it. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. It's only a flesh wound. You have no arms! What are you going to do, bleed on me? Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. How did you know? I know that's not how it goes. I don't remember it word for word. That's the gist of it. I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uniform opinion is duly noted, given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Ms. Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Ms. Starr. This boyfriend, he's a detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. God damn it. I told you she's scum. That boyfriend. You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boy. She has 3! Oh my god. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. Ah, she's so cute. The security guard room is in the lot, in A block. I mean, I guess if they're all okay with it, it's fine. I'm just assuming she's doing it behind their backs, which is not fine. But if they're all in on it and are okay with it, then whatever. Thank you, Love to Kick, for gifting a sub to Urgent Plus. It's up on the 2nd level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunch boxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. You sensed something? So, you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. What the hell does that mean? Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Then I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. Damn. In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. Let's make fun of Edgeworth's cars some more. Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's. Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. Thank you again, Lady Mantis. I think you'd love to kick for gifting a sub to Albus Colors. Thank you very much for the bits again, Lady Mantis. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. Thank you, Vanifax, for the 21 months. Sure love to you too, man. Thank you. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be related to the lowly post of lunch lady, or relegated, not related, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunch boxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness. Why am I only seeing this photograph just now? Do you think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Alright. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Skye. So what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Thank you, Cormac, for the 18 months. Sure, huh? Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was around 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well-versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg, I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound. Mr. Wright, we can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. I have no fucking clue. Again, I also don't really remember the evidence from yesterday. So I'm even more confused. Oh, Jesus. I should save the game, yeah. Please no hints or spoilers in the chat. What was the one thing that Phoenix pointed out that she got, like, laid off or fired? Was it this one? I don't think it was this one. Was it this one? Oh, it's that one. I don't think this has anything to do with anything. Because this is all I get for it. Shit. I had tomorrow's Borderlands 3 gameplay day for a bunch of people. A butt ton of people. It was Maggie. Who did kill Mr. Burns? Thank you, Dirt Wizard, for gifting a sub to Pancake Mine. Appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Everyone's going to be watching those streams tomorrow. God, I should have done this trial yesterday. Even if I wasn't thinking straight, I would have at least remembered stuff. Chief Prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Maybe this is wrong. One knife wound. Nah. She didn't mention anything about multiple stabs. I had to go start from the beginning and just go through everything one by one. I mean, both of those are correct statements. When I sensed something. Record of parking in the prosecutor's office lot, entered lot at 5:12 p.m. Miles Edgeworth. Play the song. To the wire fence. This is so airtight. Tell me more about this knife the suspect was carrying. Alright, it's just this again. Fuck. Man, this all seems so, like, good. On my way to deliver lunch. But what if the lunch she was delivering was death? I don't know. There's definitely no proof of that. So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? Felt like how you would say, oh yes, it was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. Holy shit. Come on, Churbrain. You can do it. I believe in you. -75, 12-2. Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. Yeah, the soundtrack in this game is great. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. Alright, this is just bullying Edgeworth. "30 feet away." So that would be in the A lot. Hold on. Which boyfriend was she delivering lunch to? The security guard. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Did I not get this last time? I pressured this? It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. I did. My memory is incredible. So I'm a visitor now. I parked in the B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. Never mind. I thought I could catch her there. Just trying to look at the map. She was like 30 feet away in the B lot when she saw the murder. Okay, thanks, Windows. I thought she was saying she was like over here, which you wouldn't have been able to see the murder then from far back because that wall's there. Oh no, that's not. The security room is there, but still. The answer is Akagi. Akagi-chan, even. Honestly, Akagi would murder someone. She's yandere. Through the wire fence. Prosecutors. That matches then. So that's fine. Just holding a knife in her right hand. I have nothing that proves otherwise. Wait, was she though? I mean, I guess she just dropped the knife, so she doesn't necessarily have to be holding it in this picture. Although it looks like... I don't know. It's like there's the fence. This is the murder. So she's in B lot. I don't know. Wouldn't she still maybe be holding onto the knife? Where was the knife? Was it in the trunk? I don't remember that being mentioned. Fuck it. This is the only lead I have right now. I'm gonna go for it.
Objection!
Oh! Woo! God damn. I brained the heck out of that. And you witnessed this? You saw Ms. Sky stab the victim with a knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Ms. Sky not holding a knife? Ahem. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing.
Objection!
And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Yes, it's hard to tell, but that could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? Yeah, probably. You got a better idea? Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. I was wrong. Let me quickly change it so it's right. That's not suspicious. That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you didn't like it, try ordering the jumbo size. Her analogies are worse than mine, and mine are pretty terrible. God. She's killing me. I'm literally dying. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
Objection!
But premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. They're not called gloves, they're hand condoms. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, and add this to your testimony. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. There's no way this trial will be finished in one day. This is going to be another multi-day boy. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. Oh yeah, this trial's a big boy, from what chat's saying. I don't think I'll finish this one till tomorrow. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves?
Objection!
The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. I mean, I might not even finish this tomorrow. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Ms. Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only... Oh my god, stop saying that, Emma! You're cute, but you're losing me. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Ms. Starr's testimony is flawless. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking, that's the same dialogue. But don't smile like that. Oh. I'm a potato. It's the end of testimony dialogue. That makes more sense. Murder was planned. The rubber glove proves it. How is this not premeditated? And what a boring strap. What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes, you know. Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. These are hard to come by, you know. I see the series is as popular as ever with the kids. What's wrong? You look like I do during finals. Die within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Doing well, Irish trash. How are you? I wonder why they only use numbers for IDs. What else would they use? Letters, silly. They're the reason we have a written language in the first place. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID, Yabba-dab. See? Wouldn't that be better? Yabba-dab. Well, it does have a certain ring to it. Exactly my point. It doesn't take much to amuse her. Yabba-dabba-doo! I love Cirno dabbing. It's great. Prove it's not premeditated. Murder was planned. Last call was made to her sister Emma at 5:18 on the day of the murder. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. So what, does that mean got stabbed at 4 and then died at 5:30? Thank you, Chummy Bear, for the 29 months. Welcome back. Thank you. I need to read this again. What What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. The chief prosecutor came to the crime scene. She came to do murder. She's got them thinking this was all planned. Nah, shit. Yeah, I'll make a clicking noise when I figure it out. That's how my brain works. Let's look at the knife. This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. Hey, maybe he spends his weekend roughing it in the wild. Edgeworth in the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. Chat, look, I'm pointing at you. You're over there. Put your hands up. Name of deceased, Bruce Goodman. Date and time of death, February 21st, between 4 and 5:30 p.m. Wound was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. Ha, this knife is only 4 inches! I don't know what that has to do with it being premeditated. She also doesn't mention the knife right now. I feel like that might be my best lead, though, even though I don't think it matches up with this. Whatever, it's all I've thought of so far from reading, so let's just go for it. Nope. Listen, man. Oh, I get it. I get why that works. I just picked it. Autopsy is 4.5 inches. This knife is 4. Whatever. I understand. I guess. I'm a genius. Everyone clap. Do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? The bloody murder. The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Oh, that makes more sense. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. War! Thank you, Kieran, for the 18 months. Welcome back. Order, order, order! Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. I know that feeling, though. You say something you think is so clever, and then this is what reaction you get. And then you're just fucking sad. I know that feeling all too well. I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and... Oh, well, there we go. That's already the contradiction. It was one stab. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. That does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? We've seen different videos involving pizza boys, Emma. In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. One knife wound. Singular.
Objection!
You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. Ugh. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Ms. Starr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha, you're right. Does the judge not even read the autopsy report? Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness, you got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how... She sucks!
Hold it!
Her red muffler? Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose. Yeah, that's why people wear scarves. This guy was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait, isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. A judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. Was she even really I don't think she was even wearing this scarf in this picture. That's all shadow. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Ms. Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance. Chance for what, I wonder? Ms. Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. She wasn't wearing it. Hold on. Yeah, what fucking red muffler? It's not there.
Objection!
Dummy. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. But what? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself. With this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. I respect lunch ladies. If there's any lunch ladies in the chat, thanks for all your hard work. I think you're doing a great job. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red, really. Can we get a new witness on the stand, please? She's hurting my feelings. Well, now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. What other bullshit can I make up? Teehee. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. Why the fuck would she mention a scarf when she gets arrested? Oh no, I'm arrested. By the way, I have a red scarf at home. It's really fucking nice. You should see it. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. All those oil drums were full of water and really fucking heavy. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator. This one. A leopard woman. Rawr! Wow, that was a really sad roar, and I tried my best on it. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. So where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high, so I could see over it. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Wouldn't... Not the whole time, that's a lie. You'd have to go around at some point. Maybe I should press her for more details. I'd like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Ms. Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing, the cough-up queen, lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Did you climb over the fence with all your lunches? Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Ms. Sky not get away? There's like so much wrong with this statement or this testimony. She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word. So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Aha. Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean the cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately, my memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. She's hurting me. No, the court doesn't see, Ms. Starr. My memory is like Nutella on toast. You see? The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. No? On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order, and so she used her cell phone? Oh. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18. I saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall, but had to use her cell instead. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Yeah, the rookie defense attorney who not only saved Edgeworth, but also fucking wrecked Von Karma. I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. Then when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? How could you see it on the fucking wall? There was a partition, you sausage eater. Oh, good insult, Screamer. You're the best. Ms. Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Ms. Lana Sky.
Objection!
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Ms. Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. I love his paper hitting animation. It's like so subtle but so powerful. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Ms. Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. Yeah, all of his animations are incredible. Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about where she saw it. Miss Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Ms. Star to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Ms. Star witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we heard until now points in one direction. The place from where Miss Star witnessed this crime was here.
Take that!
If she was here, she could see the emergency phone. That's true. That solves the mystery. That would allow her to see the emergency phone, yes. But if she was there, she would have been able to arrest her well before she dialed her cell phone. Oh, you doubt my speed? I can run 150 feet in 9 seconds, you know. Is that really that fast? Not as fast as your witty rejoinders. Yes, Your Honor. All the testimony we've heard until now, I don't know! I don't actually know where she saw it from. I could spend time thinking about it, or I could read chat.
Take that!
This is the only place where she could have been. Thank you, Dragon, for the tier 2 sub. Appreciate it very much, man. Thank you kindly. Give him some love. The security guard room. Indeed, the security guard room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the 2nd floor, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony, you said, you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Ms. Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has got the better of Angel Star. Order! Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty. Is she talking about Ms. Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Ms. Star lie? It doesn't make sense. She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands.
Objection!
It still stands. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. Nani? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So, tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. One day this game will let me make a comic book. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would change? Difference in lighting. I mean, distance to the crime, I guess, because that's like quite a bit farther away. It's also the angle of view, because that picture's like not even close to where she would be if she was in the security guard station. I don't know, I'm thinking 2 of these would be right. Distance is a big one, though. That's pretty far away. Because she said she was, like, right here, I think. Or, like, right here-ish. As opposed to, like, over here. I'm gonna go with distance. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime.
Objection!
My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
Objection!
What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Ms. Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Ms. Sky? Well, witness, you. Yes? You ordered the squid... Oh, I thought those were rubber bands. Rubber bands and rice. Delicious. Thank you, Denny Shark, for the 11 months. I appreciate it. The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And then I engaged in intense masturbation. I don't know why I felt like rhyming that there. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. Look at her go! Woo! That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking in B block. That's quite a detour. Okay, then that would, I guess, make that picture make sense then. Because you can see the fence in it. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this?
Objection!
5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente. I've got lunch boxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Ms. Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yarg. Hold on, I'll read that with more emotion. Yarg. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness, ready to go. Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. But that was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Whew. I don't want to eat your rubber bands. Fuck off. That's the one she tried to foist off on me. I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Ms. Starr. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Welcome to cross-examination land. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. God, they always say that. It's like the one slightly annoying dialogue of all of the witnesses. They get called out and they're like, oh, whoops, forgot to mention it. Dang. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now to the matter of the victim's shoe. Wow, she stepped in poop. Who cares? Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Ms. Lana Sky. The shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. Thank you, Crashmax and Akira Kurusu. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. What? There was blood found on that shoe. Try Lunchland for all of your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. Ah, Jesus Christ. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. Begone, thought. What? You must know that the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, the shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Cool, I got a shoe. Pog. Let's look at the shoe. Shoe is my favorite Shin Pokemon. Ah, there's blood here too. On the sole of the shoe. It's gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. All this blood. It's horrible. This blood might be an important clue. This blood, it's my sister's, right? It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime. Poor sis. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. Ha 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 ha. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This when the suspect is admitting she did it. But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with the shoe. Oh! Oh! Damn! I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. So you brought it to the forensics department? If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. I bet getting stabbed doesn't feels Goodman. Yeah. As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Ms. Lana Sky. Stop streaming. Thanks for watching. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie. Thank you, Towix, for the 58 months. Welcome back. Huh. Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types. A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results, but they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Ms. Lana Skies. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. Shotomate! Is that what he says in Japanese? I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. They mentioned something that's fishy about the bottom of the shoe. So I'm gonna nail this.
Take that!
I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Threats in courts. Threats in court. Arrest this woman. Indeed. Kangaroo court. Terroristic threats. Indeed. There is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. You're not allowed to smile in court. I can smile any daggone time I want to. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? Hey, Colin Berry, thanks for the 65 months. I appreciate it. Shit! Why am I blanking on this one? We get a court order so I get my dick sucked. This time I'm gonna come into court and I'm gonna jack on you. Do it now, jack off. Take off the cuffs, jack off. Take off the cuffs. How many hands do you need to do it, jack? I love that video. I've watched it so many times. I've been watching it like a few times a day since playing Phoenix Wright. It's so good every time I watch it. Fuck. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? I'm blanking. I look at all my evidence. Don't worry, I'm not looking at chat at the moment. Anti-spoiler cat bags. I'm never looking at chat. That's not true. Where'd the shoe at? The problem lies in the footprint. Oh, the footprint. You know, whatever. Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order, order! In the chat room. Well, witness? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. And the barrels are filled with water. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end, but she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. But what are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. Thank you, dead thing, for the 30 months. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum, which was filled with water. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that. I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? It means it was wet. Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha, you don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. That shadow makes it look like he has a really sweaty armpit. He's just like leaking armpit juice everywhere. Thank you, Void Lily, for the 32 months. I appreciate it. That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Oh, this trial's hard, dude. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Rip Telltale. Why? That's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Ms. Sky's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. But Mr. Wright, do something, please! What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it. But... enough! There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Ms. Lana Sky. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Oh my god, she's so cute. Oh my god, chat. Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well. I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Dude, I love refried beans and cabbage and whatever that yellow shit is. Corn. Refried beans and corn. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else.
Objection!
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this. Oh, more withheld evidence! Woo! Yeah, baby, keep it up. A photograph. I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest. Jesus Christ. That the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait, look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. Man, I want to do this in real court if I'm ever a witness. I'd just be like, wait, I have more evidence. It's like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh battle. Hold on there, Yugi. Here's this photo. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right. Wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. Can someone ban Mia for spoilers? This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Oh boy, I'm getting acid reflux. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. So the shoe's there, the foot's there, and like the knife is there. And there's like a thing there. What the fuck is that? What's in the exhaust pipe? I want to know what's in it.
Take that!
The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor? You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. Oh my god. A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. God. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. I see. And I see. Listen, man, you don't need car knowledge to be a judge, I guess. What's that suspicious looking claw sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
I love the dialogue in this game. It's incredible. Sorry, Ms. Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Yeah, the team that did the localization for this game did an incredible job. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. The picture's in black and white, so like, I'm pretty sure like it's a white piece of cloth. It's not the badge. Do I have goldfish memory? I might have goldfish memory. Why am I the blank? Tell us why you think this piece of cloth on the muffler is related to this case. I'm not gonna pick the badge. I refuse to pick the badge. So it's something clothy. The clothy thing I see is like the thing she's wearing. Something that would have gotten stuffed in there. It's pretty big. It'd be hard to stuff in there. Inspect all the things. Inspect the badge. Fine. Are you happy? Look at it. Woo! 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 I wish I could, like, actually see the picture without everything in it. Other than just staring at the muffler. Fuck. Am I tunnel visioning? Am I too fixated on it being a piece of cloth? And I guess it could be a piece of paper.
Take that!
Well, Your Honor, how do you feel about that? Actually, I don't feel well at all. I have this pounding headache. No, I meant, what do you think about the... Oh. Muffler. Oh, she's spoiled. The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18. I didn't say chat spoiled. I said she did. Recall your testimony for the court. Muffler. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what she... Oh. Oh, fuck, I'm dumb. I was with the judge thinking that it was like a scarf still. That feel when you're as smart as the judge. Muffler. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? Yeah, I got yeeted on. If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh. Whoa. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. You know, not like all the illegal evidence. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. This trial's fucking my shit up, fam. Whew, that was close. But we made it, at least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm gonna have a bite of a sandwich. Sandwich, sandwich. I'm gonna eat a sandwich. I'm gonna put it in my mouth. Gonna consume a sandwich. Ugh. Subway's bad now. Mr. Wright. What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface. But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hold up, partner. Oh, it's this friggin' guy. He needs to heck off. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall. Thought I'd come take a look, see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth's seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So, Ms. Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Hell, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. How old is Emma? 15. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? Duty. If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Oh, wait! Down in Texas, they shoot you for eating ribs. I'd like to resume? What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock. Who's there? What the damn, this guy's styling. What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you. Oh, sorry I'm late, Udgy. The roads were packed, it's just me. Long time no see, eh, Udgy? How you been? Swim much these days? Hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy smizzy. Udgy, my boy, you have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha, so you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. So sorry about our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little Worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Beach episode. Do you think Phoenix Wright wears a normal swimsuit or a banana hammock? Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. I guess Damon. So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. Thank you, fat guy, for the 54 months in the tier 2. Appreciate it, man. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler from the muffler muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. But what's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Ah. Chief. Man, I'm so used to hearing Mr. Von Wolfenstein's objection now. Objection. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Naro, thank you for the 59 minutes. That is almost an hour. I appreciate it, dude. Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature is there. Miles Edgeworth. That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. Cute Emma. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Gah. The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. I don't want to. Game, stop doing it for me. Ah. Don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade knife added to the court record. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife? Sure thing, not a problem. Not even a little one, really. Sorry, I was opening a chip bag. Describe Subway. I had 3 bites and that's all I could stomach. So that's my dinner, I guess. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, but so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
Objection!
Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order, order, order! Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top-secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? Wow. I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Fine. Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto. Is this girl in the anime? Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL-92. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6? Maybe it's a case number? That's weird. What? I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. That's probably my favorite face that she makes. It's really cute. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Thank you, Illacor, over the 44 months. Appreciate it. Maybe I should check the court record again. That day was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? Got him! The matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? A detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested. That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. I suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. I like all of these. Save for 3 things. Nah, I'm not gonna scum it that hard. I could, but I won't. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the forest call a stabbing with a knife. Knife? It's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit. We're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same time. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the 2 cases than the cause of death. It seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please, tell us more about the incident. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto. You understand. Try to understand, Righto. Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the 2 murders together. Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out. Is there more knifing I gotta check out? More hot knife action? Just the tag. Which might be a case name. Hello, Mario. How you doing? What if I enhance? Yup, this is indeed evidence. That's weird. I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on that tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Six, 75, 12, 2. I don't remember what this thing's all about. Stop dotting me! Evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. It's not officially linked, so I gotta call this out. This thing is the murderer. Not officially linked. Yabba dab. Look at all the evidence. All the evidence. All of it. How's Edgeworth 1712? This is dated the day of the crime. The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red lights. Thank you, Nick, for the 51 months. Appreciate it. It was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. Loss of blood from stab wound, February 21st. Wah. Wah. I'm blanking. I'm blanking. Alright, I love you, chat, but looking at dots is tilting me. So I'm gonna minimize for now. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. SL-9 space 2. Thank you, Shiro, over the half year. Oh, is this upside down? February 21st, that'd be 2/21. So 2/21, SL-9. Damn it! It's gotta be the right evidence, just on the wrong line of dialogue, right? Oh. This one, I guess? Well, that's gotta be it. There's no way that's not it. There it is. Wait a second. Alright, I'll bring chat back now. Hi, chat. At last, an honest to goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha, an honest to goodness, what do you mean from Udgy? This is great. Missed you too, chat. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL-9-2. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7S 12-2? Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL-9. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Order, order! Well, Chief? Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it, in fact, a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Oh, this trial's destroying my mind. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Oops. It's stolen from the department's evidence room. My mind is full of Pog. Also Champ. Evidence from a case long since solved. It's a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. I'm gonna reread all these. Something happened at the police department too, huh? So something did happen, and why wasn't I informed? No matter, I understand. You were busy, but with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? Going over these again. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot. Wait, do I like... Now that I flip the note over, does it work for that last... Oh no, I can do this again? So, tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I have heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Confess. Do it. Do the thing. Like, I know exactly what they want me to do, but doing it is confusing me. Definitely the badge this time. You guys and your badge fetish. I don't know, man. Now that this is like the right side up, maybe now I can use it here. I've got to use something here, like 100%. I'm confident in that. Like, this has the date, and it has this on it. So, like, it's gotta be this for this. It's not! I have plenty of health. I don't need to save yet. He just mentioned he got the knife from the evidence room. Does that mean that this knife is now wielding that piece of information? has to be the note of the knife, and it wasn't the note. It has to be on this piece of dialogue. If it's not this, I have literally no clue. It's not this. I don't know, dude. I was so confident too. I hate when that happens. I need to do the third option. So when did the murder at the police department occur? Now that's a sharp question, righto. Very sharp. Well, my boy, you're gonna love this. Okay. Then I'm just gonna reread the first option. I must have overlooked something. Which is impressive because I'm a genius. And never overlook anything. This is the fourth time he's told me one thing. The crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second, I have heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. I need to wear a pink tie and a blue suit, then I'll be smart. Thank you, Peter Beck, for the 40 months. Appreciate it. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Fuck. And spiky hair. I need a wig. I don't have that much hair. That links the two cases. I'm still convinced it's this piece of dialogue. Yeah, I played Azure Reflections on stream. Why can't I figure this out? I'm blanking again. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Don't remember how to do this. I'm more confused than a cactus on an ice cream stand. Love how Cirno figures out like the next step, but never the party's actually on. Like I have to prove it's linked. There's also this. I don't know if I'll like pressure this. In fact, the murder weapon, nice. Good show worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case since long solved, so this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Oh, my mind. Thank you, Hush Bats, for the 17 months. That's fine. No, it has to be this. It has to be. I'm so convinced, dude. I'm so convinced. Thank you, Rokubi, for the year. I appreciate it. Hey, Google. How do I solve this case? How to solve a case study. It's not what I want. $512, $221. That's fine. Go to law school. Hey Google. Okay Google. How much does law school cost?
Here's a summary from CBS News. According to the American Bar Association, the average private law school cost $34,300 a year in 2008.
Two 6,381. Think that means anything? That's the murderer. This is hurting my mind. If I became a lawyer, who would even want me to represent them? Dude, I have no clue. The more I think about it, the farther I get from any kind of solution. Okay, chat. All I want to know is, am I on the right piece of dialogue? No. Okay. Wait. No. Was it maybe something with the size of the knife? Eh. I could tell this part might be kind of silly because no one's being like, oh my god, Cirno, it's so obvious, you're dumb. The fact no one's saying that generally means that it might be kind of BS. It was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. That detective was called there, so like maybe like they like fuck. Thank you, Frozen Does, for the 50 months. I appreciate it. Naro, you murderous cake eater. What would I do to investigate a crime scene? I'd look. And how would I present evidence to the court? I'd be like, look at this evidence I found, court. I have no clue, man. I got nothing. Phoenix mentioned something about the knife from the case being stolen or some shit, being pertinent evidence. I need to read that again for like the umpteenth time. Evidence room. Fuck, dude. There's the connection between the two cases. Chat is in a bad mood tonight. Nah, it's just like puzzle game chat. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. And it's just like a small amount. $221 SL9. So potato. Upside down, it's like, what was it upside down again? 6, 7, 2? Or S? Oh, 675. Dude, Dude, Case 4 was incredible. Just turn your PC upside down. Holy shit, it says badge in lead speed. No, it doesn't. Thank you, Breeze, for the 39 months. Welcome back. Appreciate it. So like, I tried the note and the knife on this line already, and none of them worked. But I guess that was the wrong line. Wait. So it was evidence in that case and had that badge on it. And from this case we got this, which is the same when it's upside down.
Objection!
Nope. Oh. I don't know what I was going for there. Hi, Dog Runes. It's been a while. Oh. Wait. You weren't in any shape to do an invest. My reasoning's probably wrong again. But I'm thinking they did send someone to investigate, hence this.
Objection!
I don't get it. Yeah, she's dead. Crunchy chips, dude. Whoops. Wait, how far back is this save? Is this note upside down? Okay. I think it was a recent save then. don't remember the answer. Thank you, Gazafaza, for the host. It's not the badge. It's never the badge. Except for the one time it might be the badge. There's the connection between the two cases. From the top. This knife was evidence in a case that was stolen from the department's evidence room. This knife was stolen, yes, but on the day of the murder. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the department. They weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't. Back to the beginning. I'm gonna cry. You looked it up and now you're annoyed. Small tag on the knife, it says SL9 SL-92. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6. I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Maybe I should check the court record again. Music's pretty good. (6-7S). Thank you, CPU Gamer, for the 26 months. I appreciate it. If you look up Ace Attorney Ludes, prepare to see Phoenix Wright's naked ass. Unless that's what you want. VOD viewers go back 2 hours. VOD viewers skip ahead 20 hours. Taco Bell time. Pretty sure I'm beyond help. Even with a guide. There's too much to brute force. I queued everything. Just try the badge to every statement. Chad, if it was up to you, my only piece of evidence would be the badge. But did I truly read the pressing? I read the pressing like 5 times. You missed 1-2. What's the problem with the wiretap? God, I don't even remember. That case feels like it was ages ago. By this point. What was the pressing? Was it this one? What was the victim found? Can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. I mean, I'm going to read both of them. There's like 2 he kind of explains. Yeah, the thinking right's a good emote. What we in the forest call a stabbing. That's not the only thing that was exactly the same. But what do you mean? There were more similarities between the 2 cases and the cause of death. Seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these 2 cases is... What? What was it? I pressed Q. Do you ever get that feeling of the will to live just being sapped out of your body in one fell swoop? That's how I feel. I just want to sit here and reflect for a little bit. If you had pressed Q without being told where the corpse was found, like if you had chosen time instead, this wouldn't work. Thank you, Ilya, for gifting a sub to the left. I'm sad. Connection between these two cases has already been proven. Wow, I'm like mentally done now. Heck, you don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Like, the funny thing, I was like, I picked the knife and the piece of paper on that last bit of dialogue because I thought that's the connection. But it's so fucking roundabout. I'm gonna go lay in the dark after this. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. This game is, like, really fucking good. There's just a couple of weird things in some trials. That doesn't take away from how well that it's written overall. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet. And all. Can we get the information? Unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? Dude, what if the victim at the department is the victim of the victim? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. The division, ID number. Obviously, the gender matters the most here. Absolutely. Wasn't he like a detective? He's in the detective division. Sure, whatever. Number 2. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Is it gonna match this? Whoa. That'd be fucking nuts. How about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. What if it's the number on my badge and I'm the victim? I'm a ghost. I've been a ghost this whole time. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. Well then. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82. I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number on the victim at the police department. Yeah, it's the same guy. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does, I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you?
Take that!
Thank you, psychologist, for the 35 months. Welcome back. Witness! What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh-ho, is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This judge has dementia. This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier, that started with 82. I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right. Again. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189.
Objection!
Wait a second, right? What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh ho ho, sharp as a tack, Righto, sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department in the evidence room at the exact same time.
Objection!
That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time? Imagine having luck so bad you died twice at the same time in different places. And in a completely different location? Order, order, order! Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error. Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our officer Meekins who brought you the news. We told him to get the fuck out. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha. Like how his badge has the exact same picture of him saluting like that. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman, murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. God. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy.
Objection!
But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then no such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. Wrecked. Bitch. What? Now what was the second rule of evidence law? Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. Damn. The connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy. I was just doing my job. No. No! Judge, call it off for the day, please. It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened if it's the last thing I do. You better get results this time. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. Honestly, there's going to be a lot of evidence to get. And it's probably going to take an hour, which is my normal ending time. So I'd rather just do this tomorrow so I don't forget anything. Tomorrow stream? Of course, it's Wednesday tomorrow. Why wouldn't I stream? I'm honestly... I don't know, man. I just had to press Q. I just had to press Q again. I love you, chat. I do appreciate you guys hanging out for Phoenix Wright. You guys have made this really fun. It's such a good game. Thanks for all your support today, chat. All the bits were crazy. All the gift subs and the resubs and the new subs and the follows, the lurkers, the chatters. My ending times have been a bit sporadic with this game, but I don't want to start evidence shit and then not do the trial right away or I'm going to forget stuff. Thank you, Noctis, for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Biker Brigade. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to do a raid. I'll catch you guys again tomorrow. We will continue that trial. Thank you for giving a sub to Mariketa Ililia. But yeah, I do really appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you. Thank you for being you, chat. Love you guys. I'm going to raid Alex. He's streaming, and he's really cool. Take care, guys. I'm going to go eat a tub of ice cream now. Bye-bye.